Greetings to the panel of judges. This is Team Sassy Scripters. With an experience of building hackathon winning chatbots, our team, out of the given problem statements, chose to work upon AI powered data query interface. And ultimately, we have built a great chatbot that works efficiently with different file formats that must be storing the client databases in big tech companies. To explain the initial part of the project, one of my teammates would be helping you with the initial explanation.
Hello everyone, Sumedh here, and I will be walking you all through the flow of how a completely new user uses our product, QueryBot, to talk to his SQL database using natural language. So for the login system, the authorization system, we have used Auth0, which allows us to implement industry standard security protocols without having to go through much trouble. As you can see here, I have completely cleared out all of my users, which I had before for demonstration purposes. The same here with my Mongo database, which I'm using for the website. This one is hosted on Mongo Atlas. So let us begin. I have already launched my Streamlit frontend, and right now I'll launch my Flask backend. Here, I'll copy this link and let us begin. We'll go first to our landing page because we are not yet logged in, nor have we signed up with any users. So let us sign up first, and I'll go with any name, my usual email, and a password. Here, so this is my password, and I will log in. Accept, save as you wish, and this is the user panel. It has simple functionalities for demonstration, which is the logger feature and the add conversation. You'll see the conversations when I add them. Right now, we don't have any, but let's take a look at our Auth0 users page. Currently, before it was empty. Right now, I have one user which I just logged in with. You can see the email here, and the same here on refreshing. I will see one user, which is again the one we use right now. So let's go ahead. We have logged in, and now if I add a conversation, let us go with MySQL. I am currently using this database called Classic Models, which I'm hosting locally. So let us use that and log in, which is localhost. Port is 3306. User is root. Password is and as I go ahead, I will be directed to my Streamlit frontend. Here, as you can see, the information of the database connected to database, visit checked before you start conversation. And again, no need to save this. And let us begin and ask him how many employees are there in my database. And it can handle itself through some spelling errors and all of that. It shows you the query it generated, the response in the form of a data frame, and also a rephrased answer. This is actually interesting because our bot is context sensitive or intelligent, as you say. I can just tell him to give me their names, and he'll understand that I'm talking about the employees here, and he'll give me their names naturally. There you go, the query generated and the names here. If I run this query from here and paste it in my SQL workbench, run, and then you'll see the same names pop up. So yeah. Now, what I have to show you else here is traces. This is where LangFuse comes in. LangFuse allows me to monitor the chain I have made using LangChain. So if I go in here and I can see everything that took place in the backgrounds to reach the answer from how many employees are there to what it gave me. So every chain has two LM calls, and once to rephrase the query result it got, and once to actually generate the query using the question. Here I pass him all the tables necessary, all the information, the schema of the database to make the query. And using that and the question, he makes the query. So we also pass him the previous messages which are stored in the Streamlit state as well as in my Mongo database. So if I reload this here, you can see that my user now has a field called conversations, which points to the conversation collection, and the collection has one document which is stored.
Now for other file formats, we have used different libraries like pandas and matplotlib for data manipulation and analysis, and the numpy for numerical operations, pypdf2 for reading and extracting the PDF files, openpixel for the Excel files, and Facebook AI similarity search for the similarity searches and clustering of vector databases. Now to see the working of these models, what we'll do is, let's say out of the given databases, we are first of all selecting txt. So we'll browse for a txt file, and let's say we are picking up this file, and if I ask the bot, what is this file about? So it should answer it by first of all creating a vector database and then searching for the similarity from the query which I have asked. And indeed, it has answered that this file is about 2014 epic, a science fiction drama film Interstellar directed by Christopher Nolan. And let's say if we try for a PDF file, now we'll browse for other file. Let's say we have picked up this file. Now if I ask the bot, tell me about the summary of this file. So it shall answer the summary of the entire PDF which I have sent. Let's wait for the answer. Indeed, it has answered in very few seconds. And all of this is about online learning diagrams, data mining, flowchart analysis, and this entire summary is of the PDF which we just now added. Now, for example, so now if we pick up Excel file, let's say we pick the problem statement. Now, if in case I want to see like what are the data frame, then show data frame. Then yes, it clearly shows up the data frames and it is pretty interactive. Now, let's say if I want to interact with a CSV file, so let's say we have chose a realistic model, chose a realistic database, which is the Starbucks menu. Now, if I want the summary out of this, so show summary. It will tell me the count, mean, standard, deviation, min, and max of this entire particular data set. Now, let's say I want to plot for a particular type of category. Let's say it's calories for now. So plot for calories. Indeed, it has plotted the entire graph of it. And if we clearly talk about how this is happening, we have we have explained all of this in our implementation details. First of all, we have included the technologies which we have used in our documentation of this entire project, which is this LLM authentication, JavaScript, Streamlit, the libraries which I have already told you, Matplotlib and Seaborn, and the entire Mongo database is hosted on Atlas and the other files as well. Now, the implementation part, we have clearly mentioned how beautifully we have incorporated this entire tech stack and curated this nice project. Moreover, apart from this integration, at last we have even included the wireframe diagram of this entire model, which clearly explain how things are happening and a particular set of ways, like be it the login page and then the Streamlit landing, and then you pick up the particular database which you want to interact with, be it MySQL, CSV, Excel, PDF, or TXT. Then you start interacting with the database. That too, the responses were in just a matter of seconds. You are getting the responses, and the data flow diagram is also attached to show how the data is being how the data are being transferred in one form to the other. And that is all about the project, wherein we have created a chatbot that answers really well, that stands really apart from the rest of the chatbots, and is capable of answering all forms of client databases that must be stored in big tech companies. Thank you so much.